South African National Rally Championship traditionally opens with the Tour Natal, and this year is no different. We're on the south coast of the KwaZulu-Natal for the 53rd running of the event, which boasts a rich history of winners like Ewald van Bergen, Jan Hetema, Sarel van der Merwe and Serge Damso.
Welcome to the Total Tour Natal, which kicks off the South African Rally Championships for 2011. We're here at Arbor Crossing in Mumsintoti, KZN, for day one, where the teams are going to be battling it out over the next 2 days.
The battle lines are drawn with new cars, new faces, new combinations, all to spice up the show.
Enzo Gar, congratulations, reigning champions. But where is the competition coming from this year? Within your camp or without?
Well, it has been coming from our camp for the last 6 years, and Volkswagen's really been dominating the sport in that sense, but things are about to change this year.
In what way, Guy, do you think they're going to change?
Look, there are so many competitors. It's going to be very, very tough all year. So consistency will pay huge rewards, and we've just got to keep finishing in the top 3.
Bridesmaid 2 years in a row. Can you do the championship this year?
Yeah, we've been close the last couple of years, and this year we got some upgrades on the car, and we did a bit of testing yesterday, and it feels pretty good. So I think we'll be in the running this year again.
You ended the year on a high. Plan on starting it on a high as well?
Well, yeah, we had a terrible season last year, except it all came together in the last rally. And now we're trying to carry on from there. And, you know, it's one of the toughest championships in the world. We've got 18 S2000 cars, so, you know, and a lot of good drivers. So to just be in the top 4 or 5, you're doing well.
Well, Janelle, after 8 years in the Dakar, you finally made it back to some South African rallying.
Yeah, no, I think, you know, it's going to be, I haven't been here for a long time. It's going to be very exciting. You know, to get the opportunity to go with VW in the Rally Championship here. I mean, the top team here is really great, and it's going to be a challenge for me. You know, I haven't done a lot of miles in the car, so, you know, I have to take this event basically as a test session. You know, get used to the notes and stuff, which is also completely new. And the other thing is also that these roads are very slippery. You know, it's going to be tricky out there, but I'll try and follow the lines of the other guys and you know, see where we end up.
So, first off the ceremonial starting ramp, the reigning champions in the BP Ultimate Volkswagen Polo, Enzo Kuhn and Guy Hodgson. With me on this rally, Steve Bishop. Steve, we are excited.
Well, of course we are, and you know, once again, it's got you know, this rally is steeped in heritage, and I think we're in for quite a cracker, to be honest with you.
Team Castrol Toyota Auris of Johnny Gemmell and Drew Sturrock next up, and then former champions Jan Habig and Robert Paisley in their BP Ultimate Volkswagen Polo.
Certainly the man to watch, and particularly in Volkswagen's case, is Konrad Rotenbach and Nikolai Klinger as well. He certainly knows how to pedal this Fiesta.
Stage 1 in the Umzinto area, over 8.84 kilometers, named Dramdarach, a very challenging stage with lots of hairpins, and certainly it's going to be a challenge for these drivers with the high sugarcane fields on both sides of the stage. First off, of course, on the road, Kuhn and Hodgson, and they immediately get the pedal down to the metal.
Certainly the reigning champions want a good start. They need to get away very, very good, and of course they're looking for consistency. Indeed
they do, so Kuhn and Hodgson lay down the marker.
Felt very slow in the beginning. It's very loose, so it's quite hard work. I don't know, we'll see how we did.
We'll see if they can be caught. This is Johnny Gemmell in the works Castrol Toyota Auris, along with Drew Sturrock from Scotland, and I really wonder how they're going to kick off their season.
Well, I can tell you that Johnny Gemmell is not going to want to play bridesmaid again, having come second on 2 occasions to the Volkswagen, so he's going to be trying really hard.
Okay, and there's the comparison, 7 seconds off the pace.
No, it was okay, eh? No, it was okay.
Well, they haven't had a lot of time to shake down that car, so I'm sure they're still getting to know it. Next up, of course, former champions Jan Habig and Robert Paisley in the BP Volkswagen Polo.
Well, I wonder what's in store for them really ahead of it, because I can tell you that the clerk of the course, Richard Vaughan, promises a very testing circuit.
Well, they certainly want to beat their teammates who have set the benchmark time so far, so let's see how they go through stage 1. And remember, it's only 8.84 kilometers. Okay, there we go, about 5 seconds off the pace. That's a bit of a surprise. This is the man, as you said, Steve, that everybody is looking at. He certainly put the marker down at the end of last season. Konrad Rotenbach with his French navigator, Nicolas Klinger. in their G Fuel Ford Fiesta. This is a car that is absolutely blindingly fast.
Well, it will certainly have to be on this kind of circuit. I mean, remember the competition.
And there we go. Fastest time so far by 1.1 seconds. He has certainly laid down his intentions. Next up, in car number 5, it's Argen Fecken and Pierre Aris, former champions as well in the BP Ultimate Volkswagen Polo. He loves the kind of surface that they're racing on at this point.
He's really putting this car through its paces, and right now we can see it's 0.1 of a second quicker.
No, it was good, eh? It's very tricky as sugarcane hangs over the road, so it looks extremely fast, but it was quite fun, eh?
All the way from the Western Cape, son of multiple former winners Serge Damso, JP, along with Carolyn Swan in the Team Total Toyota Ranex. And they are certainly also going as hard as they can. This is an exciting combination. Lots expected from them this season.
Well, certainly the drivers just say to watch out for these tight, twisty bits. In fact, sometimes they actually turn 180 degrees back on themselves, so they've got to be careful.
There we go, 6.6 seconds off Fecken's pace.
Well, this is really interesting. It's brand new manufacturers coming into this rally. It's the Pertec Peugeot 207, Heinrich Latekan and Johan van der Merwe.
Well, I'm sure they'll be taking it pretty easy at the start of this rally. They only completed the car a couple of days ago and certainly did not have enough time to do a proper shakedown. And you can also see clearly he's not pushing it very hard. He certainly doesn't want to lose development time in this car, but a pretty sight it is. There we go, 6th fastest so far and the slowest of those that have finished. A lot of eyes on this team, the Team Sassel Ford Fiesta with Mark Grenier, former Toyota Works driver, along with Robin Houghton, also a former Works co-driver, and he has got the hammer down. This car is clearly fast out of the box. A brand new car built by M Sport in the UK, the same outfit that builds the WRC cars as well. So Mark Grenier is certainly enjoying himself.
This is an excellent time. 6:23.7, 5.4 quicker than anybody else.
A team that certainly would want to erase all the memories, bad memories from last season when they had a car completely burnt out on this event. Charles Wilkin and Greg Godridge in the Basil Reed and BizHub Ford Fiesta. And they are also hammering. Not a bad time at all.
Well, they're certainly wanting to compete for the top Ford honours here.
And ending up 6th there. 2nd Sassel Ford Fiesta. This is young John Williams from the Western Cape, along with Kobus Frey this season. It's an absence of 2.5 years since he's last been in a rally car in South Africa. He's done some overseas rallying. And always great to go on board with these crews and to get a feel for what it's really like.
Yeah, I love getting on board here. But check out this. It's very difficult. They can't see the apexes at all when they're making these turns.
Almost like tunnel vision if you drive through these sugarcane fields. So they slot in just behind Heinrich Latekan in the Peugeot 207.
Right, looking at the brand new Ultimate BP Volkswagen. Look at this. It's the new team members, Janiel de Villiers and Ralph Pitchard. De Villiers, a former South African off-road champion and winner of the 2009 Dakar Rally. And did you notice he had some Red Bull sponsorship on that car?
Well, he's an official Red Bull driver, isn't he? And just easing into rallying. Now the new Africa Development car, the Volkswagen Polo of Jelty van Niekerk and Dave Levkovich. And they are also looking at a solid performance on this event. Not, I think, amongst one of the fancied teams for an overall win, but still a solid, good start to their rally.
Right, more excitement right now as we go on board with the Team Total Ranex of Mohamed Musa and Grant Myerton. And look at that. Very difficult to drive on this circuit, as we mentioned earlier.
Musa, a man with a lot of potential, but he tends to crash a lot. Had a huge accident on this specific event last year as well. So let's hope that they can keep all 4 wheels on the road and have a safe and problem-free run.
Well, one day we must actually ask him which are the most memorable.
We will, I'm sure. Good time, though.
How's it going out there? No, it's fun. We're enjoying it. We're having a good outing today.
Stage 2, or in Venetti 1 over 9.02 kilometers. Nice mixture of forest and sugarcane. This should be pretty fast as well, although challenging.
So defending champions at it again in stage 2. Enzo Kuhn and Guy Hodgson in the BP Ultimate Polo.
And I suppose the big question now is, can they do anything to that gap open up of 5.4 seconds by Mark Grenier ahead of them? And they can't allow that gap to grow too much. You can see the disadvantage of running at the front of the field here. as we see Conrad Rothenbach now taking to stage 2. The disadvantage of running high up in the order on the road is that you're basically playing a sweeper for those behind.
Nice shots right now of Fecken and Aries. And as you were saying earlier on, I mean, they're running probably, what, 4th, 5th at the moment, and it really is an indication of they're getting a clearer road.
And taking good advantage of that, running 8th on the road, in fact now 7th, because Heinrich Latergan has gone missing. He should have gone past already, is Marc Renier now, 7th on the road, and certainly taking advantage of the fact that the road has been swept nice and clean for him, and he's got lots of grip.
Well, this is our first view in the show of Nicholas Ryan and Jeff Tyra in the Volkswagen Polo, 12th currently and running about 14.1 seconds behind.
Lots of eyes on this crew, the second of the Castrol Toyota Auris cars, Leroy Poulter and Elvin Coetzee. Poulter certainly made an impression last year, and this, of course, is only his 3rd ever outing in the top class. 7th overall after the first stage, Mohamed Musa and Grant Martin in the Team Total Toyota Runnix. And they're always good fun when you go on board with them. What is clear here is the different conditions in the forest now. Probably a little bit more slippery after overnight rain, lots of mud there. You've got to really keep your head together.
Total Tour Natal Rally, and right now car number 17, Wilro Dippenaar and Derek Jacobs, a little further back in the field, but nice to showcase some of those cars further back as they continue through the forest. Another one of those further back in the field is the first of the Subaru Impressors, Cindy Harding and Sebastian Klaas in car number 20, and will they impress?
The first opportunity for the crews to take a look at the cars after the first 2 stages, and the top 6 as they are at the moment. Renier leading Hergen Fecken by almost 9 seconds. Enzo Kuhn just a few tenths further back in 3rd position ahead of Rothenbach and Klinger.
Mark, new team, and you're certainly starting off the way you mean to continue.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with the package we got, we just it's actually just blown my mind. I'm so excited. It's just such a privilege to drive it, and you know, having put the deal together with Sassel, it's overwhelming right now.
So tell us, how well is that car going then?
It's at this one of the guys just came and asked me, you know, sort of how's it going, and I said 7/10, which is a bit of a driver thing, saying that, you know, I think there's still a lot of time to be found.
How were those first 2 stages?
Very tricky actually. You know, the sugarcane is quite long, and it's just over the road, so it's like you get a bit of tunnel vision. You can't see more than 100 meters in front of you, so it's quite scary.
Charles, problems here, tell us about it.
Yeah, we had some issues on the first stage towards the end. The power steering broke, the belt broke, and to make matters worse, when we got out the stage, the car started having a misfire and eventually cut out.
Stage 3 now, and a repeat of stage 1. It's Drum Durrach over 8.84 kilometers. Tight and twisty at places almost all the time in the sugarcane fields, but now lots of ruts have already developed because the entire fields have been gone through this already, so this could be a bit of a tricky challenge for all of them. First on the road, as always, Enzo Kuhn and Guy Hodgson.
43 cars going through, so that's going to cause some damage, don't you think?
Absolutely right.
First view of Johnny Gemmell and Drew Sturrock in Team Castrol Toyota Iris, and notice a shot there of the windscreen wipers. It's going to make the roads a lot better for these drivers because they like these conditions, don't they?
Indeed they do, and Johnny Gemmell certainly has some time to make up in these conditions that are a little bit grippier than in normal dry conditions. Jan Hubig, of course, knows this area very well. He's been rallying all his life. He's in 5th position after the first 2 stages, so also some time to be made up there. A man under pressure for his 2nd position is Hergen Fecken. He's only 0.2 of a second ahead of teammate Enzo Kuhn. And in fact, on this stage, he actually goes 0.8 of a second slower to drop to 3rd.
Rally leader Marc Renier, Robert Houghton in the Team Sassel Ford at the moment, about 9 seconds clear, and the way that they're going at the moment, I don't think anybody can touch them.
Janelle de Villiers and Ralph Pitchford in the 4th of the BP Ultimate Volkswagen Polos, still finding their feet, especially Janelle. He's not quite used to the stop-start nature of rallying, and I'm sure that he's just taking it easy to get used to all of this. Currently inside the top 8. Also getting used to each other, really, Leroy Poulter and Elvin Coetzee. Elvin, of course, the daughter of the legendary Cassie Coetzee in South African rallying circles. They're currently in the top 10. But this looks like a very, very good stage time, and in fact they would finish 4th on the stage.
On board at the moment with Team Total, Mohammed Musa, Grant Martin in the Runex.
What did we say about crashing?
It's spectacular stuff.
Well, it's not a crash, just a little bit of an overshoot there, maybe a bit of a spin, lacking of grip.
And is the rain playing a role here? Maybe a slight drizzle? It doesn't look very heavy at the moment, does it?
I don't think there's a lot of damage to that car, so they can resume, and that's good news for them. Not a serious accident at all, it proved to be, so they ended up 7th on that stage. Stage 4, a repeat of stage 2, so it's Invernetti 2 over 9.02 kilometers. Fast sugarcane rallying and a smattering of forest.
Enzo looking steely-eyed and Guy very focused. They've got about 9 seconds to make up, and can they do it?
Well, you can see the surface there, no dust at all, so it could be a little bit tricky. They could even find more grip in these conditions after some light rain coming down. And Enzo Kuhn, always a man who goes as fast as he possibly can. As you say, he's got about 9 seconds to make up, but he's not going to do that in one go on the stage, but he's certainly going to try to do a part of it.
Certainly looking a lot faster, though, I've got to tell you, even though it's the last gravel section of the day. Nice to see this car. It's the Team Castrol Oris. It is Johnny Gemmell and the Scotsman Drew Sturrock. They've got a lot of time to make up.
Yeah, lying in 6th position overall at this stage, and their problem is that this car is so new. They're still developing it. They're still setting it up. It's a brand new suspension system, so they don't quite know where the limits are at this point.
But how long is it going to take them to do that? Is it going to be a rally or 2 rallies or 3 rallies?
Probably about that, yes. Habich and Paisley. Habich pushing very, very hard at this point. He's currently lying in 5th position, just behind Konrad Reutenbach. And I'm sure he won't be happy with this position. He'd like to get a bit closer to the front. That's, of course, his home turf, so this is where he wants to do well. Speaking of which,
Konrad Reitenbach and Nicola Klinger in the G Fuel Ford Fiesta. I think they've been driving a very clever race, keeping the car. They want to stay in touch, but they don't want to be out there in front sweeping the road. Look at that, 5th position, fastest on this stage.
Hagenfecken and Pierre Aries involved in a huge ding-dong battle with Enzo Kuhn and Guy Hodgson, their BP Ultimate teammates, for 2nd position. And that's a good point, Steve. I think these guys also just want to stay in touch. And he sets the 3rd fastest time on that stage. Drivers and navigators always very interested to see what the opposition has been doing. That's what that board is for. So car number 1 at the top there, setting the fastest time so far. That's Enzo Kuhn, but Hagenfecken dropping 0.8 of a second from his teammate as we go back on board again.
JP Damser and Carolyn Swan in the Toyota Runex. About 10th at the moment. They should be happy with that.
Yeah, I reckon they should be happy with that. Inside it, or just in the top 10. Good position to be at the end of day 1. Rally leader Mark Renier along with Robin Houghton. Sassel will be so proud of them. New sponsor, a new team, and they are doing exceptionally well, holding a good margin over the rest of the field. And he sets the fastest stage time there as well, winning yet another stage.
He continues to be on a surge at the moment, impressing everybody. Here comes their teammate at the moment, Team Sassel Ford, John Williams and Kubis Frey, and they are 11th at the moment.
7th at the moment, Neil de Villiers and Ralph Pitchford. It doesn't seem so, but they are taking it easy. They want to stay on the road. They don't want to damage the car. They want to get as much experience together and in rallying as well.
Leroy Poulter, Elvine Kutzer in the other Team Castrol Oris, and doing well. They have set the 7th fastest stage time in stage 4.
To the front runners in the Super 1600cc class now. It's a new class for this year, and they're also running their own separate championship. In 3rd position at this point, Charles Conradi and Kes Naidu in their Toyota Auris. It's a fine 3-way battle for the 1600cc honours at this point. In 2nd place, it's Ashley Haig Smith and Hilton Orfrey in their Ford Fiesta. And leading the class at this point, Craig Trott and Robbie Kutsia in their Toyota Runex in the Team Total colours. Craig, of course, a former multiple class champion in the 1600cc class. To the 1400s now, and also a nice little battle carrying on there at the moment, being led by Megan Verlaak and Loreen Duplessis, the beauties of South African rallying in their BP Ultimate Volkswagen Vivo. They are just ahead. The similar car of Henk Lategan, he's the son of Heinrich Lategan, and Pierre Jordan. As I say, a nice little battle going on here for 1400cc honours. Also nice to see the next generation coming up here and making debut on national championship rallying level.
multiple karting champion. This is one of the young guns. It's Ian Young in the Toyota Yaris, car number 84. Coming to grips with the tight, tricky turns on this rally.
So after 4 gravel stages, back to Amanzimtoti for the final stage of the day, and it looks like it is going to be wet.
I'm second at the moment. Cronier's quite fast in the Ford, so I think it's a bit of a gap. The rally is only just getting started, so we will have to plan for tomorrow and pick up the fight tomorrow.
Going well?
Yeah, very, very happy. 12 seconds is a good margin over the short distance we did today. We had good road position, but I think we've got some in hand.
Mohammed seems to be going quite well, but a bit of damage there.
We were going through a fast section, and I think some cane jumped into the road there.
But it's not affecting the car's handling at all?
No, it's just superficial damage. We went a little bit wide somewhere and clipped something, so it's not serious.
So we end the day with a short dash over 1 kilometer in the car park for the entertainment of the crowd. It certainly is entertainment. One thing one should always take into account is you cannot win a rally here, you can always lose one.
This is like the rock and roll of rally, isn't it?
So after 36 kilometers of rallying, Mark Renier leads Hergenvecken by just under 13 seconds. A fine battle developing at the front end. In the midfield also, battle for 7th between Leroy Poulter, Musa and De Villiers. After the break, day 2 action from the Total Tour Natal.
To be here, you need to push your limits. To be here, you need to overcome your fear, knowing that danger lives on every corner. To be here, you need to be the fastest man on 2 wheels. Because to be here means you're a champion. The 2011 MotoGP. The race for #1 continues. Exclusively live on Supersport. Broadcast brought to you by Krabby's. Serve over ice with a slice.
In the race to Dubai, you need to pack your skill and bring your game. Pride and reputation are at stake, and it's points that count. And just when you've mastered the terrain, only then do you find that the greatest challenge still lies ahead. Oh, 25 countries, 51 grueling courses. Get your race on with the best golfers in the world on the 2011 European Tour. Nowhere else but on your World of Champions. Brought to you by Telkom Business.
It's true what they say. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It's a law of the universe. Nature's way of balancing the scales. So I should have seen this coming. Now my carefully constructed world has been turned upside down, and everything is a mess. But I'm a very neat monster, and I've always been good at picking up the pieces.
Beneath every great man is a horse. Watch man and steed tackle 16 formidable fences over 4 miles of track in their quest for glory at the Grand National. An exclusive live broadcast on DSTV Premium. Supersport, your world of champions.
Welcome to day 2 of the Total Tour Natal. After yesterday's 5 stages, Mark Grenier has a comfortable lead over last year's reigning champ Enzo Kuhn in the Volkswagen. We're going to have to see what happens today. It's going to be a challenging 9 stages in the Mzuntu area in Natal. So it's all up for grabs and there's a lot of cars chasing. So let's go see what happens.
Stage 6 over 13.16 kilometers in the Scotland area of Montevideo 1. Starting off on a landing strip, the crews will also have to deal with subways under the motorway, sugarcane running, and some rough and rocky patches. As our rally leaders, Grenier and Houghton, take to the road, of course, they now have the disadvantage of having to do the sweeping work for the rest of the field. Are they going to be able to keep their lead intact? That lead overnight of just under 13 seconds over Ergenvecken and Pierre Aris. So how will that affect their stage times? And the time that they set, 9 minutes 59.5, that's the benchmark, of course, to be beaten. But look, there's a problem.
Coming into the stage, it was like a horrible jump, and we came, not even in the stage, it was on the way to the stage. And we had like a funny thing in the road, and I thought, it should be fine, you know, we should have got out and checked it. What I did is it closed off the radiator, but now it's sorted out.
Hopefully they won't be suffering from overheating problems as Ergenvecken and Pierre Aris take to stage 6. They've got that gap of almost 13 seconds to make up.
Up over very rough 50k, left 1 of a jump, into the bump, right 7, easy left 5, over small crest C 500, left 3 tightens to adverse 9, 3 tightens to adverse 9, 100, pole on the outside, adverse left 9, into long left 6, 80 right 4, keep in over small crest, into long right 4, opens.
Third on the road and third overall overnight, Enzo Kuhn and Guy Hodgson in the second of the BP Ultimate Volkswagen Polos.
Left 6, tightens, and then clearing, stay left, caution, brake, left 2 is right 8. Now right, left 2, right 8.
Well, I'm sure they won't be happy with that time, losing about 8 seconds to the 2 previous cars on the road.
So how did it go out there?
Good, bit of a slow start. It's quite slippy still, so we're getting into it, but safe run.
The G Fuel Fiesta of Reitenbach on the course and 4th on the road at the moment.
Well, he's got the hammer down. That's clear from that shot. He's absolutely flying. He's a man who tends to improve on the second day of a rally.
Wow, look at this, a blistering time, 9 minutes 53.6.
No, they moved the flying finish, so there's not a lot of time to stop from flat out in 6, so it's, yeah, it's okay.
The leading Castrol factory team, the Castrol Toyota Auris of Johnny Gemmell and Drew Surrock at the moment, 5th overall overnight, and he certainly wants to hurry it up a little bit. He's not going to be happy sitting there. And I think they're slowly but surely getting to know this car, and a good time set there as well.
Habeck and Paisley in the Volkswagen Polo. This is the BP Ultimate and doing really well. And right now, currently 6th overall. Habeck's not going to be happy with that and notoriously well known for pushing hard on the second day. 3rd fastest on the stage so far.
Yeah, it was quite a okay stage. A little bit slippery, but we had quite a nice flow to it, so not bad.
Leroy Poulter in the second factory Castrol Toyota Auris, 7th overnight. And seemingly now these two, him and Alvin Coetzee, have found each other and he is flying. This is looking like a very, very neat stage time coming up. And Leroy Poulter is certainly somebody that everybody else will have to take notice of. And a great time there, the 2nd fastest so far, and that pushes him 1 position up the order.
I think the first long stage, yeah, the car's a lot better today, and we'll carry on from here.
Nick Ryan, along with Jeff Tyra in their Volkswagen Polo, lying 12th overnight. They are certainly not going to be happy with that, and they were looking at making up some lost time. And in this stage, they certainly succeeded in doing that. So, end of stage 6, it's Reutenbach from Poulter and Grenier. At 21.31 kilometers, stage 7, Ellingham won the longest stage of the rally. A very challenging one, demanding one, lots of sugarcane running and lots of hairpins to negotiate, and very picturesque, as you can see. rally leader Cronje tackling that stage. And I think he must be a little bit frustrated behind that wheel because he can see that he's being caught by his opposition. And in fact, in this stage, it would turn out that he would lose about 10 seconds. Right, let's go back on board with Fekken and Aris.
Right 4 tightens to 7. Into left 7.
Oh, it.
Clearly a problem there for the Volkswagen crew. It looks like the car's got a puncture, and this is likely to cost them a lot of time because there's still a lot of running to do, about 8 Ks left in the stage. You can see left front, that tyre almost coming off the rim there, and this is a big blow for Fekken and Aris. Kuhn and Hodgson, their teammates, and unbeknown to them, the problem with Fekken will obviously move them up 1 place to 3rd.
Right 4, narrow bridge, left 8. Caution here, narrow, left 8, right 5, in, turn right 6. Now turn, right 6.
Guy Hodgson getting very, very animated at the moment. The treacherous conditions, and as you can see, they really need to be concentrating.
Absolutely right. Konrad Rotenbach has moved up to 3rd after the previous stage, and he will probably also move up 1 position, depending on how much Hergen Fekken suffers. Johnny Gemmel and Drew Sturrock in 7th position overnight. Oh, he missed that corner. And this is also going to cost him a lot of time. Johnny Gemmel certainly didn't need this one. Struggling a little bit to get going again.
Those there, and right 6 in. Into a right 4 in. 8 kilos. Okay. Into a left 3 opens. Into right 1, left 1.
Haweg and Paisley clearly now finding their feet and finding the pace they were looking for. And he is pushing as always. And eventually he will set the 2nd fastest time just by 0.1 of a second on this stage. Poulter and Kutsia also finding their feet, pushing slightly over the limit there in the Castrol Toyota Auris. He's very, very impressive, going 2nd fastest in the previous stage. And he will end up 4th fastest in this stage. And there's De Villiers and Pitchford. Lost some time in the previous stage, dropping to 11th overall. And here you can see some of the tricky conditions. They've got to navigate through these subways very carefully in the walls on the other side. Still very slippery out there. De Villiers, of course, used to very treacherous conditions after his adventures on the Dakar.
Charles Wilkin and Greg Goddard in the Ford Fiesta had terrible problems, lost about 14 minutes on just an open stage. It wasn't in fact on the stage, it was an open stage. So currently at 20th position, but on this particular stage, they're doing so well, they're up to 6th.
Well, they basically have nothing to lose. They can go for glory. As we go to John Williams, currently in 10th position overall, doing very well in the 2nd Sasol Fiesta. And John Williams is finding his feet back in South African rallying, going 9th fastest in that stage.
JP Damso and Caroline Swan in the Runx battling right now for a position currently 8, 9 or 10.
Nice little battle at the back end of the top 10 there. This crew was part of it until the previous stage. Mohamed Musa and Grant Martin, who had a crash. You could see the damage to that car, the Team Total Toyota Runx. And lost about 13 minutes in the process. So back down to 29th overall after the previous stage. And, getting the braking wrong there as well. That's the same right-hander that Guy Hodgson was so animated about earlier on, Steve. So this is going to cost him a lot of time.
Positions after stage 7, Cronje, Reitenbach, Kuhn, Havoc, Poulter and Fekken.
Picking up where you left off yesterday, all going well?
Yeah, the car's feeling great this morning. It's just been a bit tricky to find my pace on the road, and just trying to keep the rhythm up and keep going.
The big question is, of course, how did that puncture affect Hergen Fekken's pursuit of Mark Cronje?
No, look, we had a bad stage. We had a slight overshoot, and then we got a puncture left front, so we lost almost 50 seconds. So we need to make up positions now. I think we're way back in 10th at the moment.
Janelle, beginning to find a rhythm in this rally car now?
Well, I don't know about this morning. I didn't sleep so well last night, and I'm not into it. I'm not quite sharp. And the first stage, I made 2 mistakes. Overshot on the 1 corner and stalled the car. Took a while to get it started, and then on a tight hairpin, I didn't manage to make the hairpin. I couldn't find reverse, so I had to sort of try and get around in the cane. So I mean, we lost a lot of time there, but. it's part of the learning curve. And second stage, 10 k's from the end, we had our throttle sticking open, so that didn't help either. You know, then I overcooked the brakes, but. Yeah, main thing is we finished both stages, and you know, that's important for me, just to get kilometers under the belt and to try and finish every stage.
Conrad, how's today treated you?
Yeah, it was okay. The first stage was quite good. We got a good rhythm in the morning. In the second stage, we were on a bit of a push and we were going quite well, but we got a puncture about 5 k's from the end, so we lost, I don't know, 15 seconds or so. So I think we've moved up a place, but there's still quite a big gap ahead, so we're going to push hard and see what we can do.
Stage 8, Esperanza won over 13.03 kilometers, and as you can see, lots of sugarcane running ahead. Just on the road, our rally leader, Mark Grenier, and will he be able to defend his lead as the others attack on these fast stages? And he sets a very good benchmark time there, 9:58.2 seconds.
Yeah, it was a good stage. We had a sort of close call. Just went slightly off the road, and the cane wanted to pull us into the cane, so we just kept it pegged and managed to climb out, and then from there just kept it clean and was okay. So I'm very happy.
60, right 3 tightens to 6. Bad dip, narrow into immediate turn off hairpin, right acute. Left 3, right 2, keep in.
Certainly Fecken still boiling mad after losing over a minute with that puncture at the moment. He's certainly on the charge, currently lying 6th, but he'll improve. He is charging big time.
Yeah, that's a very nice stage, eh? Very smooth, very twisty. I really enjoyed it. It was good.
Keenan Hodgson currently in 3rd position. They've got their eyes on that 2nd place, currently held by Conrad Rotenbach. They're only 4 seconds down after the previous stage. But at this point, he couldn't quite match the time set by his teammate Hergen Fecken.
Yeah, very interesting. It's we're chasing these forwards quite hard and try not to make a mistake because we want to stay in the game.
Conrad Reitenberg and his French navigator still chasing 13.9, the deficit between him and race leader at the moment, Mark Grenier. Conrad Reitenberg has certainly pushed. For now, he is 2nd fastest, 9.58.
Yeah, it felt quite good, but the time wasn't, so I don't know what's going on.
Plans now for the next one?
We're going to have to go flat out. We've got to try and make up some time, so we'll see what happens.
Ronnie Gemmel currently in 7th position, overall about 10 seconds away from Hergen Fecken, but he would like to close that gap, of course. Unfortunately not for him, not succeeding, losing some time to Fecken in this stage. Next up, Jan Habig, currently in 4th position and chasing down those top 3.
Yeah, he's about 17 seconds behind.
4 seconds to make up on Conrad Rotenbach. Jan Habig goes 4th fastest in stage 8. Wilken and Godridge in the Basil Reed and Bizard Ford Fiesta are doing very, very well. They were 24th overnight and have made up position over position, now currently in 13th place, and they moved up to 12th after that stage.
John Williams, Kubis Frey, Team Sassel, the Ford Fiesta, they were at 7th position on their table, and they've gone 10th fastest, so they have dropped down a little bit of time.
John, a good drive so far?
Yeah, it's going okay. We've had a pretty tough day today with a few problems with the rear diff. So, you know, new car, and we're learning as we're going along. So, yeah, but it's been good.
Just 17 seconds up the road from them in 8th position overall. It's still Damso and Swan, the team total Toyota Runex. Good solid performance so far.
Yeah, that one went not too bad, but it's taken a bit long to get into it. I think we're quite settled now, so we'll try and find keep this pace.
So Nicholas Ryan on a march. He was 10th. He's had a good stage time. He's got himself up to about 9th. He's about 8/10 of a second behind John Williams at the moment, so it's really close.
Amikarka and Levkovich in the New Africa Development Volkswagen Polo chasing 11th placed Geniel de Villiers, and about 30 seconds in it for them at this point. After stage 9, Grenier leads by 20.2 seconds over Rotenbach, and further down the field a tight 3-way battle between Ryan, Williams and de Villiers for 8th. So with 5 more stages to go, it was everything to play for.
Enzo, you've done all the stages for today once, attacking them again this afternoon. What are you doing? What's your plan?
We're pushing hard and staying safe. Engine's gone a little bit down, probably 5%, and we can't fix it yet. So I think we're putting up a good fight and making sure that we keep some pressure on those Fords.
After yesterday, Charles, things couldn't have got much worse today.
Yeah, we had a terrible day yesterday and almost fell out of the rally. But today it's going okay, and we're just trying to keep it on the road, get some mileage done, and see if we can get close to the top 10. But we're slowly making our way towards that.
Leroy, it looks like you decided to take a bit of a bushwalk there. What's happened?
Okay, we came through, I think it was a hairpin left, and I was a bit too far in, and I hit a rock with the left front wheel. We carried on from there, and I thought, you know, the steering was a bit out, but then the aluminium arm broke. So, look, a bit unlucky. We stopped and we repaired it. Now I think we're going to just carry on and just get some seat time for the rest of the rally.
Stage 10, a repeat of the day's first stage. So it's Montevideo 2 over 13.16 kilometers. Back to the landing strip, back to the subways, the sugarcane and the rough and rocky patches. On the road, our rally leader, Mark Grenier, still kicking up the dust. He's trying to maintain that lead of his. Not easy, of course, because the surface now starting to degrade.
And caution, short left 7, right 6, no cut. Caution, left 7, right 8 over bad bump. 60 tight over kinks. Gear right 8, left 6 down. Rough, through clearing, 70 mid.
These onboard shots, we can clearly see Fecken and Aries. I mean, the road has been deteriorating with the rest of the field going through it earlier on in the day. It's treacherous, it's demanding, and deserves complete commitment.
Rodenbach also showing complete commitment there. He's absolutely flying. He has got the bit between the teeth now. He knows that he can actually do pretty well on this rally if he can close that gap.
Johnny Gemmel and Drew Sturrock from Team Castrol still chasing down and need to improve on this sector.
They certainly do. They lost some time and only finished 9th, but this is a crew that is completely committed. Jan Habig has got the hammer down. He wants to improve on his position at the moment.
Into long left 2. Into right 1 over crest, left 1. Right 1 over crest, left 1, 50. Long left 6 tightens. Long left 6 tightens. Into clearing and short left 2. Crest is right 8. Crest is right 8.
That certainly looked like a great run. Greg Godrich along with Charles Wilkin in the Basil Reed car. And they also on a run. They've got to make up some positions, as does John Williams, because he's involved in that nice little battle at the back end of the top 10. On board we go now, and whoa! You can just physically almost feel the yumps, the car bottoming out as Williams tries to not make a major mistake here. JP Damza and Caroline Swan also just around about the top 10 at this point, and on board we go with them. Stage 11, a repeat of the morning's stage 7, so we've got sugarcane, hairpins and some subways. So the battles at the front and in the midfield developing nicely, and the crowd enjoying the rally action as we go back on board with Fecken and Aries.
Into right 5 and left 4 tightens to 6 into tunnel. Small crest slide right over bumpy.
Oh, that will damage the right rear suspension, certainly. That little bump at the back there, you could hear from Aries' reaction, that was quite a bump there. And it's also obviously going to cost him some time. And in fact, on this stage, Fecken only goes 10th fastest, and that will also cost him some overall positions. Pretty rough rally for them so far.
As we went into the bridge underneath the highway, we hit the outside. So we lost all power steering for about 20 Ks. So not good, but it was my fault. So.
Well, that's refreshing. An admission of his own fault by a driver in motorsport, as we go to Enzo Kuhn and Guy Hodgson, and they are really pushing it very hard. They'd like to at least finish on the podium and setting the 4th fastest time in the stage.
Glad we got through that clean, and we're losing power in the car, but it's good time compared to Cronje because he's carrying a bigger problem than we are, so we're happy.
Well, this is the problem that he alluded to. Marc Cronje, who's been the rally leader for 10 stages, is in trouble. What a disappointment this is going to be for him.
This is so typical of rally. You can never be sure until the end of the event. But a big blow there for Marc Cronje and his chances of a victory. And that is Conrad Rotenbach's opportunity of moving up into the lead now. This is exactly what he would have been hoping for. In fact, probably what everybody else had been hoping for, to at least move up one position. But Conrad Rotenbach now well placed to take his first victory of the season. That is, if Jan Habig has nothing to offer, because he has certainly got the foot down. Habig has won the last stage and he is on his home turf, so he...
Into a left 7, overstanding. To very long right 6. Very long right 6. 80. Bump into a left 6.
There's Cronje limping with a damaged rear suspension. He will now retire, there's no doubt.
A man on a fly, Charles Wilken in the Basil Reed Ford Fiesta, still making up positions after the problems that they suffered yesterday. And this car seemingly now running problem-free as Wilken has the foot down. And in fact, he wins this stage. First victory of this event for this pairing.
Yeah, we're just trying to hang in there. We actually, the only thing that can help us now is if someone falls off, you know, in front of us. So we're stuck in 11th, came back from 25th, and that's where we're going to stop, I think.
Well, they might as well chase down these guys. It's John Williams and Kobus Frey in the second Sassel Ford Fiesta. All of them involved in that battle just around the top 10. So we go to JP Damso and Caroline Swan. Also right there, holding steady inside the top 10. So after the demise of Marc Cronje, Conrad Rotenbach moves into the lead ahead of Jan Habig and Enzo Kuhn. Marc Cronje limping into his service area and the Ford team jumping into action as he explains exactly what happened.
Mark, you've lost a bit of time. What's happened there?
Yeah, unfortunately, that stage we had to jump and it nosed the car. Nothing too bad, but unfortunately we're still learning the car, so we hit the front of the radiator and it's basically game over.
What a downer.
This is rallying. It's you can be at the absolute pinnacle and be dropped in seconds. It's just, this is a very, very cruel sport, and that's just how it is.
You were fighting with Mark, but now you've got Jan Habig right behind you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Mark had a bit of a problem. I think he hit a bump. It was really, really rough in those last two. It's much worse than we anticipated. You know, these stages are usually really good, but it was really rough. So it's a battle to keep the car in good nick and then still carry on. But yeah, Mark had a problem, so he's dropped down. But Habig's right on our tail. So I think in the last stage we were 0.1 of a second difference, and there's I think 10 seconds in it. So still anything can happen.
Well, amongst all the carnage that's going on throughout the entire day, an epic battle continues between 7th, 8th and 9th.
Nicholas, three-way battle going here.
Yeah, we've got a big boss from the Dakar behind me chasing me. And those blind crests that we come over, I just know he's hitting those flats because that's the only way they did it in the Dakar, as you see on TV. But there's some talent there behind me, and John had just got ahead of me. We had a spin on the last stage just before a tunnel. Lost about 10 seconds maybe.
John, real battle developing, but you seem to be at the head of the pack.
Yeah, no, it's going better this afternoon. Obviously, a new car and been out of the rally scene for a year and a half, so just finding my way. But yeah, no, look, this afternoon's gone really well and enjoying the rally. And you know, thanks to Sassel for the support, and you know, our whole crew's been really getting into it. Obviously, you know, like I said, 2 new cars, so a lot of learning to be done.
Stage 12, a repeat of the morning's stage 8, so it's Esperanza 2 over 13.03 kilometers. So lots of fast sugarcane running ahead of us on this stage. And a huge battle, of course, up front amongst the top 5. As Fecken and Aris put the foot down, they want to get past Damso into that 4th position. That's their first chance.
150, do not miss deceptive blind, turn off left 7. Right 3, 70 down, danger, right 4 over bridge, narrow, care left 2, up over bad bump. Right 5, stay left, care left 8.
Enzo Kern is third overall and seemingly in a lot of problems, has some power problems. Will he be able to hold on to a podium position?
Man under pressure is Konrad Rothenbach. He knows he's got Jan Habich that's going to breathe down his neck. He's got to hold onto his lead at all costs, with the stage distance now also starting to run out. Just about 25 k's to go. A good rally stage time for him there.
It's really hard with the rhythm to know what to do in that, especially when the guy's behind you, but it didn't feel that great in there, so we might have to get a move on in the next one. We'll see what Habich does.
Team Castrol, Johnny Gemmel and Drew Sturrock, and, well, currently 10th. And will need to improve. Hasn't had the greatest time in this stage.
This is a dangerous man. As Jan Habich on a charge. He knows it's a reachable goal to get to the lead, and he has got the hammer down. He's using each and every inch of the road, as you can see, and there's lots of spectators who are going to cheer for him and will be, whoa, just going a little bit wide. They must be careful not to overstep the mark and overstep the edge. And he takes the stage win. Jan Habich now leads by 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, it was what I can probably describe as a bit busy, but it was a good stage. Got a nice flow to it, carried the speed all the time. Quite happy.
Camille de Villiers and Ralph Pitchford in that three-way battle for 6th position, currently lying in 8th place overall, but still within striking distance and breathing down their necks. Charles Wilkin just outside the top 10. Does he have enough time to break the top 10 or possibly even the top 9 or 8?
JB Damsar will lose 5 seconds and will also lose 4th place to Hagen Fecken in this stage.
Nick Ryan, a solid performance in this stage, taking some time off the likes of John Williams and Geniel de Villiers, so that should cement his 7th place overall. And currently in 9th position, it looks fairly safe as well, Jaapie van Niekerk and Dave Levkovich. Hopefully they can hold on to that place inside the top 10. Stage 13, 11.1 k's, last gravel stage of the day. Lots of sugarcane and lots of changes in the surface. The big question is, who is going to come out on top? Will it be this man, Konrad Rothenbach, or is it going to be the man who chases him down and currently leads him by 0.3 of a second, Jan Habich?
We tried really well, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see now.
Really tight into the race.
Yeah, it was. It felt good. So we just have to wait and see what Yanni can do.
Real nail-biting stuff. This is Gemmel, obviously still on a shakedown run, really, because they're inside the top 10 and they're just trying to sort this car out. Here's the man, it's Jan Habich. He's chasing down the rally win. He's got a lead of 0.3 of a second. Can he hold on to that in the stage? Once again, on board we go with Habich and Paisley, and once again he is trying to his very best. Wants to open up that gap. After this, there's only a 1 kilometer tar stage to go, and he's lost it. 7.7 seconds slower than Rothenbach. That will be a big disappointment.
You know, we thought we had enough pace, but obviously maybe we're a bit too careful.
Charles Wilkin in the Ford Fiesta is trying to hold on to 11th. The 4th fastest in the stage is trying to close in on Johnny Gemmel for 10th position.
Nick Ryan involved in that little battle for 6th position. Will he come out on top, or will it be John Williams? We'll have to wait to see until the end of the stage. In the battle amongst the 1600cc cars, it's Ashley Haig-Smith and Hilton Offray in their Ford Fiesta who came out on top, and in a very creditable 12th position overall as well. About 40 seconds further back, second in the S1600 class, Chad Koradi and Kes Naidu in their Toyota Auris. And in third place, the Snyders pairing, it's Christoph and Celeste in their little Volkswagen Polo. And you can see much more of the action in the junior categories in our special junior championship coverage. And winning the S1400 class, Megan Verlaak and Lorene Duplessis in the factory-backed BP Ultimate Volkswagen Vivo.
So a big crowd awaits at the Arbor Crossing. Overall, which is 900-meter tarmac town stage in Amamsen Tony remaining. The order is Rothenbach, Habich, Kuhn, Fecken, Damsar, Ryan, Williams, de Villiers, Jaapie van Niekerk and Gemmel. What next?
Rothenbach takes it by 8.2 seconds from Habich, followed by Kuhn, Fecken and Damso. And in that battle for 6th, it was Nicholas Ryan who came out on top.
Fantastic win there.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was really great. You know, it's our first time competing in South Africa, so it was a new experience for Nico, I'm sure, but he did a fantastic job, so it was a great result.
And Nicholas, how did you find those stages?
The stages are very nice, a very beautiful stage, fast part, twisty parts, you find everything in a stage. And it's a very good experience for me, very good, very difficult to make the notes on the DVD and everything, so very happy.
So the first podium of the 2011 season sees Conrad Rothenbach from Zimbabwe take it over 3 former champions, Habich, Kuhn and Fecken.
Congratulations, guys. A very hard-fought battle, but Conrad beat you out in the end.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, but, you know, I think he drove well for the whole event. And yeah, I think he had a very good run, and well done to him.
Is it good to see the young blood coming through?
Well, it depends on which side of the car you are. But no, it's good. You know, the youngsters should be there, and I think he did a real good job.
Great stuff. And what was this rally like for the navigator?
This event, you're always busy. The ride conditions is very tricky, so you need to up your game a bit to keep your driver satisfied. So.
That brings us to the end of day 2 of the Total Tour Natal. Conrad Rothenbach managed to beat off Jan Havik in a very close battle. Join us again next week, guys, as we check out the Junior Championship.